Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Etcetera with the Woodards. I'm your host for this evening, Craig Woodard Sr., and this is episode 37. Joining me tonight is my big cousin, Jerry Roberts. J. Rob, thanks for being here tonight, man.
Yes, sir. It's a pleasure, and thank you for having me.
Absolutely, man. We're gonna get into some good stuff, man. Let me cut the music down. It's October 2nd.
Yes, sir.
Of course, yesterday being October 1st, if I had the episode 37 yesterday, I would have led with this. So I'm going to lead with it tonight. It is Down Syndrome Awareness Month here in October. You guys know my son Craig Jr. is blessed with Down syndrome. 11 years ago, he was born, changed our life. He's definitely one of the angels that we have in our family. He's something else. And October is Down Syndrome Awareness Month, the entire month of October. Another important date is March 21st. That is World Down Syndrome Day. The reason why it's March 21st is because March is the third month of the year, so you got three. It's on the 21st, 21. Trisomy 21 is another one of the forms of Down syndrome. Probably 97% of individuals blessed with Down syndrome have trisomy 21. There's translocation and there's mosaic Down syndrome as well. But most of the people that you see that have Down syndrome have trisomy 21. So we celebrate World Down Syndrome Day on March 21st because of that. Let me explain for y'all that don't know about chromosomes. Jerry, I'm going to take them back to science class back in the day.
Let's go.
So, let's do this. So chromosomes, we all are made of chromosomes. They determine the color of our skin. They determine our eye color. They determine our hair color and texture. And we get 23 chromosomes from mom. We get 23 chromosomes from dad. So the typical person has 46 chromosomes. A child blessed with Down syndrome has 47 chromosomes because they have an extra copy of the 21st chromosome. So one from mom, one from dad, and the extra copy of the 21st chromosome, trisomy 21. There's the 321. There's March 21st. And in October, we celebrate all of these angels. See, I just schooled them, Jerry. They ain't know nothing about that. You know?
Because you schooled me. I didn't know nothing about that either.
and if you guys follow our Facebook page, the Down Syndrome Association of Tampa Bay. For those that don't know, I'm the executive director and president of DSATB. I put different facts on our page every single day. I did it yesterday. Day 2 was today. We have day 3 tomorrow. We'll feature another one of our members. Beautiful people, great to be around, and we got a lot to share. And I love teaching people and educating. As a matter of fact, this morning, Craig Jr. and I were at his school, and they had like a little TV station, Jerry, and they're teaching like how to do the news in middle school. I wish we had this back in the day. So we had the 2 anchors, and then I was one of the special guests along with Craig Jr., and they threw it to me, and I was able to kind of discuss about Down syndrome and taught them a little something. And they have a YouTube channel, and it's posted on the YouTube channel. I did post it on my page, so you guys can check it out and see these young news anchors. They even went over lunch and what they were going to be eating, putting the show together. It was just so cute, man. But I was honored to be there and speak tonight. So
it had to be an amazing experience because little Craig is an amazing young man.
I appreciate it, man. It's funny, man. I love the picture that me, you, Chief, Kyle, and Terry took when we're up there, man.
Oh yeah.
I don't think that boy can feel any more protected than us four.
He has some giants about him, man.
He has nothing to worry about.
Nothing to worry about.
It's like, something goes on, man. You better look at this picture and look at
it.
And we got you,
That's right.
Junior's going to be just fine, man, But, so Down Syndrome Awareness Month is October. The colors are blue and yellow. So at least one day out of this year, put on your blue and yellow in support of Down Syndrome Awareness. All right, moving on. Now, you guys noticed my guest host, my co-host, Deontay Cooley is not on with me tonight. I think he had some type of a meeting going on tonight. But if knowing him, if he gets out and he gets home, I'll see him pop up on the screen here, and we'll bring him in on the show. But
Okay.
right now, because wanted to come on, we wanted to talk and discuss a little bit, and that is exactly what we are going to do. We're going to start off with the Erie City Council meeting, which was yesterday morning at 9 o'clock. And Jerry, I know you watched some of the videos. Um, the one I wanted to start off with, because of course I know you were at work, I was at work down here in Tampa, so neither one of us could actually be there. But the beauty of the internet, they have it posted online. We were able to see it. Mimi O'Connor, um, she's been a supporter of Justice Ficello for quite some time, and to hear her speak at the city council meeting was incredible. She brought a different vernacular to the stage, if you will, and I got a quote that she said. She said, "We need to justice the situation." She used that word justice all throughout her speech, and I absolutely love the play on words that she brought forth. It was really cool to see. Did you see her video?
I didn't get a chance to see it, but I've had a chance to see how she posts on Facebook and how she speaks. She has inboxed several of us, and she is very, very passionate
Yeah,
about what she does and what she says. And in regards to this thing we started, the Justice for Cello, she has been, one of the great supporters, and she doesn't hide and she doesn't hold back anything. She's right is right and wrong is wrong with her. A lot of times we get people, they want to go with the crowd, or you want to go with what the latest fad is, and not with her. She's emotional about this. She's very passionate, and those are the type of people we need to help us keep our boots to the ground.
right. She's incredible, man. And like I said, I watched the actual video, and I'm actually going to go on to this chat right now, and I'm going to post, copy, and paste the link for the show. If there's anyone out there that wants to come on to the show, there's the link, and you can come on and join us. You know what I mean? Let me put this here so I can see some of the comments here. But
More
yeah,
the merrier. We love to have a great discussion.
yeah, it's right there. Come on and join us. Um, you know, you'll be in the waiting room. It'll pop up on my screen, and then I can bring somebody on and have a little discussion if there's anybody out there that wants to talk a little bit. So, um, yeah, man. But Mimi, she said some really good things, and the play on words was just incredible. And she's been a supporter for quite some time. This is not a black and white thing. We've said that from the beginning. This is a right and a wrong thing,
That's
and
right.
we know that there's a lot of wrongdoing going on right now, and it's day 92, and we have not heard anything but two little written statements
Mm.
from the DA. So, knowing that, and you see people of all walks of life that come down to these meetings, the city council meeting, the county council meeting, and you see the women, like Deontay said last week, the women are doing their thing, but we
Yes.
see black, we see white, we see Chanel comes down with
Yes.
her child in her arm.
Mhm.
What does that say to you, lifelong Erie resident, about the citizens of Erie versus some others that we could talk about here in a little bit, elected officials and blah blah blah, but the citizens of the city of Erie that support this the coalition, the community, and pushing for justice for Cello.
It tells me that man, it's a great outcry going on in our city right now. And I've said it many times. We need to have this dark cloud taken away from this city, uplifted from over this city, because we have a lot of support. There is a lot of people that love Marcello. There are a lot of people that want what we want. And the main thing is, we all know who did it.
Yeah,
Kevin Seelinger.
Yep.
Osborne, you were the witness. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And like we said, right is right, wrong is wrong. What we need to see and what people need to understand is we need to see a name brought forth. We need to see an arrest with charges. We want a homicide charge. We don't want manslaughter. We want a
Yeah.
murder charge.
Yeah.
We need to see a conviction because anybody can go through the process and say, oh, let's just arrest them and charge them, and then you'll have them found not guilty. And that's not what we want
Yeah.
because people sometimes, when you're quiet, that means you condone to someone's actions or what they said.
Right.
And I say shame on you for that. You know, we have a lot of officials right here in our very city.
Yeah.
They won't speak on this incident. They won't say anything. They won't even have enough morals or respect to even address his family, his immediate family, which is his children and his parents and his fiance. But yet there's an event going on this Saturday downtown for the young man who was shot and killed, Charlie Kirk, I believe that's his name.
Yep.
And we have officials, elected officials like Britton Davis and several others that are going down there to speak at that event to talk about someone they don't know and an incident that did not occur in their own backyard. So here we have Marcella Woodard, who was murdered in our own city in their very own backyard.
Yeah.
They have not known him, but this tragedy happened in our hometown.
Right.
So for them to go down there and speak at the event for Charlie Kirk, that is embarrassing to our city.
Mm-hmm.
That is low class and it is very disrespectful because this is why we decided that we're going to have our protest on Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
We've been to city council. We've been to county council. We've knocked on their doors. We've been in their front yards. So now it's time for us to bring it back to where we started this entire thing from, you know, and thankful to Malcolm Pulliam. I salute Malcolm, give him
Yeah.
his flowers while he's here.
Yep.
Malcolm is the one who started this the day that this happened, July 2nd, and he gave a couple of phone calls and we showed up. We didn't know it was going to have several hundred people on that corner with us.
Yeah.
So I decided to speak with the group and I said, you know what? How about we bring this back to where it started? Bring it back to our own community so we
Yes.
can bring about awareness to let our people know that this is a long fight. We're in it for the long haul.
Yeah.
We need to let our people know that our children need to be aware of their surroundings.
Yep.
They need to know what could happen when they're out late at night. You see what I'm saying? Parents are scared to send their kids out now, whether they're little kids or grown kids.
Yeah.
Malcolm said it a couple times. When his sons are out and about and they're away from him, he's scared. But we bring this back to the 814 community. I believe that great support, we got to let that out. We got to have a great outcry. We need the support. We're strength in numbers.
Yeah.
So this Saturday, October 4th, right on the corner of 21st and Parade in front of the old Huts place, we're going to be there, boots on the ground.
Yeah.
We need all the love and support. Everybody push aside your differences, push aside your hate, and let's just come together as a community and let's get it done. We don't want just a black community. We want all walks of life, all races there.
Yeah.
We're getting in. We have a lot of contacts. We have a lot of people that are going to be there. You know what I mean? We got future events taking place. But one thing for sure, two things for certain. It's for one purpose, and that mission is justice for Cello. Like I said, shame on you officials going down there to speak about Charlie Kirk. I'm not condoning, because I don't condone for anyone being murdered. And it's a shame that Charlie Kirk was murdered. But for them to go down there and to acknowledge him and his family in that situation and not acknowledge what's going on in your own city, it's time for y'all to go. It's time for y'all to get out of office.
You know what? Our podcast, Etcetera, with the Woodards has been getting a lot of credibility, a lot of publicity, a lot of people talking about watching the show. A lot of people said, hey, man, I look forward twice a week to watch the podcast, man, and get caught up on everything. So I'm just going to put it out there, right here on the show. Like Jerry said, no one needs to lose their life based off of the things that they say and the opinions that they think, right? No one needs to lose their life, and
Right.
It's a tragedy for his wife and his kids. They're having this, I guess, celebration of life for him down at Perry Square on Saturday, and there are going to be some elected officials that have been chosen to speak down there, and there's going to be a lot of people down there. So I want to put this out there, right? Elected officials, um, supporters of Charlie Kirk. If you support life because you're down there because he lost his, Marcello lost his life. If you support life, why don't you go to both? Why don't you go to both? Right? We have peaceful protests, peaceful rallies, and all we need is a lot of support. Elected officials, those going to Perry Square to speak at Charlie Kirk's rally, come on up when you're done. 12 to 2:30 on Saturday, 21st and Parade. Come and ask to get on the bullhorn and say a couple words there. We'd love to hear from you because there's some type of divide where we can only hear a couple things that happen down at City Council. We got 5 minutes to say whatever it is that we want to say, and then they say some things at the end, but there's no dialogue.
Right.
Deontay even said that's why he leaves at the end. So if you want to have some type of a conversation, we're going to have Justice for Cello Coalition members there. We're going to have community members there. We're going to have a lot of people at 21st and Parade where this thing all started and kicked off. And Jerry, I know that you would love to give someone the spotlight, someone especially that we're trying to call out. Like we want them to come to our event and speak to the family. We know the family's going to be there, right? I
That's
mean,
right.
that's what we would do, correct?
That's right. Bring. I'm gonna say names. I'm never one to sugarcoat nothing. I'm not. I fear no man or nobody, but I'm very respectful. Brenton Davis, your name was the first one that came to me that you were going to speak down at the Charlie Kirk event. I'm personally giving you an invitation at 21st and Parade to come speak to our community. Come speak to Marcello's family. We're not here to ask you direct questions about the case. We know you guys can't give none of that information out. But if you can't accept this invitation, you can't respond, or you can't show up, shame on you and shame on everybody else that don't come.
I agree with you, man. I mean, it's not like people don't know that our protest is coming up, and we're trying to get everybody and their brother there, and
That's
we're
right.
trying to make this thing as big as even bigger than what it was during the first one. Why?
Right.
Because the first one we were a few days in. We didn't know what was going on at that point. We didn't know what direction this thing was going to go. We are 92 days in right
Mhm.
now. Tomorrow is day 93, and Saturday will be day 94 with no answers and no justice. And that is exactly what we have been pushing for. We want transparency. We want a termination. We want an arrest. We want an indictment. We want a conviction. And then we want change. There has to be change because we have gone to all of these meetings. And I say we because I'm a part of the team. So I'm
Right.
with you guys. You know what I mean?
Right.
But we have been trying to get a town hall meeting, a conversation. Something has to happen. And Jay, you know this better than anybody because you work for the school district.
Mhm.
What is going on with our young folks?
It's
Because
sad.
people are seeing
It
this, right?
yeah. It's sad to say our young people, they don't see enough of us in position, that can have an influence on them.
Right.
Yes, they see us involved in sports, but they need to see us involved in politics, things that affect our lives on a daily basis. There's a the With our youth, the biggest problem is honestly the parents. The
Yeah.
parents are being friends with their children rather than parenting.
Yeah.
The parents don't think it's their child's fault, or they think it's always their child being picked on. If their child is getting into a fight, their concern is did their child win. No, we cannot have that. If you're worried about if your child win, you're not telling your child you're wrong for that. You're not telling your child something worse could have happened in that fight. Somebody could have got seriously hurt. Somebody could have died in that fight. But these parents these days, you got to think a lot of times they're kids raising kids.
Yeah.
These children are products of being raised by someone who wasn't ready to be a parent. And I'm not knocking a parent. Sometimes we have to learn how to be parents. You know what I
Yep.
mean? We
Hmm.
have to get our kids the right help. We as a black community, we're plagued and we have a lot of mental health issues. And
Right.
us as black people, we don't like to accept that. We don't like to face the truth
Right.
and get our children help. You know, my son's mother died. Let her rest in peace, Simone. We love you. My son started experiencing different behaviors. I had to go get him help. You know
Yep.
what I mean? Down at the caring place for kids, and
Yep.
it helps.
Yep.
So don't feel that your child is less than the next child because they may have some mental health issues. But the main thing is we need to instill discipline into our children,
Yep.
not beat them to death, not child abuse. We got whoopings when we were younger. Look
Yep.
how we turned out. Everything turned out right
Yep. Yep.
when they started telling parents that OCY can come in when you are disciplining your children, I think parents became scared because they didn't want their children taken away from them.
Right.
So that reminds me of I remember seeing the Black Caucus and one of the older ladies was saying that the parents don't whoop their kids so the kids don't fear nobody. The
Correct.
kids go to school and the kids ain't scared of the teachers. The teachers scared of the kids.
Yep.
The kids ain't scared of the school board and they have no discipline. But then one day instead of facing the school board, they're gonna face a parole board
Yep.
without the discipline.
Yep. Yep.
And we as parents, we got to do better.
Yeah.
It's all about our youth because one day we're gonna get old and we're gonna need somebody to take care of us.
Yep.
And it's the youth that are supposed to take care of us.
Yeah. And most of us are experiencing that right now because most of us that are, 50, 51, 52, we are actually in the phase of taking care of our parents right
That's
now.
right.
You know what
That's
I
right.
mean? And that will be reciprocal down the line with our children. Not to change subjects, it's around the same thing, but same meaning. I have noticed as an advocate for Down syndrome, with Craig Jr. being blessed with Down syndrome, I take pride in being the only African American executive director and president of a Down syndrome organization down here in Florida.
Yeah.
In Florida, right? The there's not a big presence of men on the board. We have a few of them, right? And
Mhm.
I'm very proud of that. But I take that role seriously because the other thing that I have seen with a couple of families that I have seen is that some of the black men, when they have a child with a disability, they don't want to accept that their child has that disability,
Mhm.
and they look at it like, okay, he's good, he's good, and then they miss out on giving them the early intervention programs and resources that they need, and so um, you're absolutely right to bring this back when the government got involved in telling us how we need to raise our kids and we need to spare the rod. Everyone got kind of, wait a minute, I can't even raise my kids how they're supposed to raise them. And so the kids then have turned into something else. They're not scared of mom and dad anymore. Back in the day, we was scared of Sister Lou
That's
walking
right.
down the street.
That's
Back in
right.
the day, we were scared of our boys' mom. You know what
Hmm.
I mean? And if we did something, we got it from them, and then we got it at home.
That's right.
It's a different ball game. Don't you agree?
Right. I agree. I remember growing up, if your neighbors said something to you, you listened.
Yep.
And you better hope they didn't tell your parents when they got home. Like I said, the underlying issue with today is the respect for adults. The respect in the homes has gone. And
Yep.
that's when the respect is gone because there's a lack of structure. There's a lack of black men raising their children. There's a lack of black men being in the homes. That's why I used to always say, well, you don't got to be married to raise a kid. It's better if you're married to raise a child because you're in the same home, the parents are on the same page.
Yep.
Now we have people raising kids. The mother wants to get mad at the ex-boyfriend or
Yep.
ex-husband and they want to use the children as a pawn. Oh, you can't see your child, and then they want to put the father on child support. Why? Because you're mad?
Yeah.
No, child support is when a father just doesn't want to do anything for that child and is a deadbeat.
Yeah.
I'd rather see time over the money any days
Absolutely.
because your presence is more important than a dollar.
Yeah. Yeah.
What can a dollar do? Bail them out when they
Right.
get in trouble? But
Yeah.
your presence can prevent them from getting in trouble.
Yep. I agree 100%, man. Some things definitely have to change. And we're talking about this because we don't want our youth growing up to the point where they don't respect authority. And
Right.
when you don't respect authority and the cops demand that respect, there's going to be a clash there.
That's right.
And we're going to have a lot more issues. I know y'all had some more issues with a couple of the students and fighting the police about a week ago up there. Just a whole mess going on, man. And we want to try to avoid that. And so, when we're talking about this and we're talking about these elected officials coming to see us where we're at, which is in the neighborhood, come with some substance.
That's
Come
right.
and meet the people. Come have conversations. How can we bridge the gap and bring the police and the community together? And that's going to take a long time because
Yeah.
the community doesn't trust the police. And then we have this situation that happened with Marcello
That's right.
happen, which is the first time a parole officer has shot and killed his parolee in the state of Pennsylvania, and the second time in the country, the first case out in Fresno, California, and
Mhm.
you don't see anything about that case. But we're making some noise in Erie, Pennsylvania about Marcello's death. And that's what we need to do. But we need to bring the cops in the community together. And how cool would that be if we had a bunch of cops come up to the protest on Saturday and feel where we're coming from, just to say my condolences. There's got to be a start somewhere. And on the podcast, I'm inviting the Erie City Police, the state troopers, parole board, the school board, whoever out there that wants to make a difference and make a change. Please come to this protest
Yes.
Saturday, October 4th, on 21st and Parade from noon until 2:30.
Yes.
Hey, have you looked at the weather? How's the weather going to be? I know we
What
me.
the weather is going to be a great day that day. It's supposed to be 77, almost 80 degrees on Saturday. So
Okay.
come out. I don't want to say come out and enjoy yourself. I want to say come out and be about the business. Be able to have an open mind about awareness. Be able to come out and speak your mind. We want people, we're going to have a whole setup. It's going to be a microphone out there. People can address the community. People can address the parole board. People can address the parole agents. People can address the Erie Police Department, but it'll be in a peaceful manner.
Yeah.
And that's what I think is if these people would show their face, we have to start somewhere. That could be a start. Right now, they don't want to believe it, but the relationship and what they have done to a lot of black people in our community, whether it's police officers, parole agents, or these city officials, county officials, is scarred, is tarnished.
Right.
It's going to take more than them showing up. It's going to take them to show some respect. Stop pulling our children over for nothing.
Yep.
Stop roughing our children up for nothing.
Yep.
Stop pulling our young men and brothers and sisters over for nothing.
Yep.
Stop roughing them up and talking to them like they aren't a human being just because you have a badge on. A
Right.
lot of these officers and parole officers, they think because they have a badge that gives them the green light to do as they please. No, it doesn't. You have policy, you have procedures that you have to follow.
Yep.
And if you don't want to do that, you need to come from behind that badge because it seems like to me a lot of them want that badge because they believe that gives them the green light to commit murder.
Right. Right. You're 100% right, man. You're 100% right. Um, we need we need the police officers in the city of Erie to understand where we're coming from. There's a small percentage of African American population in Erie, Pennsylvania, and we all know everybody, and we're related to half of us.
Mhm.
So they got to understand that there's a there's a conversation that black fathers have to have with their children
That's right.
especially their boys. Not to leave the girls out, but especially their boys when they hit a certain age of uh, how to conduct themselves. Um, you know, another reason why uh, us fathers have been um, as aggressive as we have been with our children is for certain reasons. It's to protect them. And my thing was, you know, Dante's 25, Jordan is 24, Craig Jr. is 11. And um, I was, spanked as a kid growing up, same like you. We were what, 2 weeks apart, you and
Yep.
I and your brother. We grew up together, and um, you know, religious family.
That's right.
Your dad's pastor. My
Mhm.
grandfather was a pastor. It's the same upbringing.
Right.
Um, but we kind of changed things when we had kids. But my thing was this: I wanted my kids to fear me first,
That's right.
so that I was the first man that they feared, which is a life lesson because they need to know that it's okay to back down to another man. And the reason why I say that is, you're not raising no punks, you
That's
know what
right.
I mean? But you have to be smart about it. And when you
Right.
have somebody in a position of authority, like a cop that has a gun, you don't need to win that battle.
No.
It's okay to stay alive and go home,
Hmm.
opposed to be right and be dead.
That's
It's a
right.
big difference. So, unfortunately, we have to have those conversations with our
That's why we
children.
need to teach our children. You don't have to argue with an officer. You don't have to argue with your parole agent, especially if you're on probation or parole. To me, if it's modern day slavery, and a
Yeah,
lot of these probation officers, what they do is they threaten the people that's on parole or probation with, if you don't do what I say, I'm locking you back up. Well, these guys and these young ladies have been locked up for years or months. They don't want to go back. They want to enjoy life. So
right.
they pretty much got to do what the parole agent or the parole officer says. We need to let them know, even with the Erie Police Department or any police department across this country, if
Hmm.
you feel that you are being done wrong, all you need to do is ask that officer to identify himself,
Yep.
either with his name or, most importantly, his badge number.
Right.
Once you get that, you go file your complaint. You don't need to stand there and get into an argument and get in a shouting match because he's going to win every time. He's going to escalate you in some way, shape, or form. If you can't control that anger, there's no telling what you're going to do. There's no telling when you get mad, your body movements he may consider a threat. And here we go. We got another officer shooting. You
Yep.
know what I mean? And I do want to keep in mind, and I want to remind everybody, no, it was not the Erie Police Department that
Right.
did this shooting. There
Yep.
possibly was a SWAT member that was out there at the time. I wish we knew who that was.
Right.
But we do know that the Pennsylvania State Police are conducting and heading this investigation. And there were two people there,
Yeah.
Kevin Seelinger
Yep.
and Osborne.
That's right.
And Osborne is going to be the key witness. And I'm
Yeah.
going to say it right here on your podcast, Craig. Osborne, be a
Hmm.
man,
Yeah.
have morals,
Yeah.
tell the truth.
Yes.
Because on that video,
Yep.
if someone was being dragged,
Yep.
you yourself did not go into panic mode. You remained by your vehicle at the driver's side door.
Yep.
If someone was being dragged, we didn't even hear a panic as in stop, stop, stop.
Nothing.
Nothing of that sort.
That's right.
His car didn't move.
No. No. And
Got pictures. Your
yeah.
clothes wasn't torn as if you were dragged. Your
Yeah.
hair was freshly combed.
Yep.
Everything. Be
Yep.
a man. Have morals. Have some respect about yourself. Because guess what? Marcello has 3 children that are sitting home grieving right now.
Right.
While you two are both at home sitting with your children, able to tuck them into bed,
Right.
able to speak and have a conversation with them, able to help them out and give them advice on life.
Yeah.
Marcello's children don't have that advantage anymore. They don't have that luxury. They don't have that love and passion that they'll get from their father.
Yeah.
Why? Because he was taken away from them. They were robbed. Enough of us black families without fathers in the home But
Yep.
to have one stolen from us, to have his life taken for
Yeah.
what?
Yeah.
Because he was unarmed. I
Yeah.
have it all on video when the Pennsylvania State Police said there was no gun in the car the
Yep.
night of the murder when we were up there.
Yep. Yep.
There's no excuse.
No, no, not at all. And just to kind of rehash, and I love the fact that Michelle Dovashaw, when she did her live this morning, she kind of broke this down. And I want to take it back because she's a very factual person, and so am I. Um, Going back to the scene, um, Marcello pulls up at Chamel's place. Chamel gets out the car. He never put the car in park. Right after he pulled up, you see their vehicle pull up behind him.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Osborne gets out of the driver's side, walks over to Cello's driver's side, comes back to his car. Um, After that happened, Seelinger gets out of his car, out of the passenger side, and he walks over. And from the time that Seelinger got out of his car, 12 seconds went by until three shots rang out.
Right.
12 seconds. When you look on the video, the car was not moving when the first shot went off.
Right.
How are you being dragged if the vehicle was not moving?
Right.
You know, we posted a video before of what it really looks like. And all situations, don't get me wrong, are different. Trust me. But we saw this driver from the police officer's chest cam. This is a totally different incident here, not to put these two together. But you can see the fear on this driver's life. He's actually reaching up, trying to grab the gun and move the gun, and this officer stayed poised, but he was frantic. But he didn't lose his cool. And he's yelling at him, and he's telling him to put his hands up. But then he's telling him to put the car in park, but put his hands up. How are you going to put the car in park if you're putting your hands up? You know, it's one of those type of situations, and then the driver loses it and just
Right.
takes off. And the cop is hanging on the door for dear life, and he is screaming at the top of his lungs for this guy to stop. That's what it sounds like when you're being dragged.
Right.
You know, and the video was picked up from his cruiser, and we saw him go all the way down, yards away until the cop actually fell off.
Right.
And when you look at those two different videos, one, you can see that this officer is being dragged, and you can hear exactly what it sounds like when an officer is being dragged.
Yeah.
That there was none of that.
How do you get 3 shots off if you're being dragged by a vehicle?
Yes.
That's the question. How do you not hear? If I'm being dragged by a vehicle, I'm gonna be screaming, stop, 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 or whatever.
Yes.
And my thing is this: if your life is, I'm not gonna say if Seelinger's life was not in danger. Marcello didn't have a gun.
Right.
He could have let Marcello go, and he could have easily just written out a warrant for his arrest because he was still on probation or parole, and it could have been taken from there. We wouldn't be sitting here talking about protests. We wouldn't be sitting here talking about what people should be doing in awareness. We still would be talking about you city and county officials because you still ain't doing your jobs. But we wouldn't be sitting here talking about the death of an unarmed black man, my cousin, your cousin, a father, a son, a fiance. It's not right.
Here, let me do you one better. How about this? I mentioned this before. We've gotten away from it. I'm going to bring it back. How about let's just admit the fact that they were there as a part of the task force trying to get guns off the street.
Off of the street.
We try to figure out, why were the police so close? Why were they right down the street? Because they're part of the task force. And the adult probations were part of the task force. And earlier that night, they went into a house and they took guns. Why? Because the adult probation officers don't need a warrant when they're dealing with someone that's on probation.
That's right.
So they teamed together in this task force. And that's why they were there and the police was there. So if you were trying to get Cello out of the car or whatever you want to call it, and he drove away, allegedly like you say he did, then
Right.
it could have been as easy as this. Hey, we got a runner. He's coming down the street. He's coming your
Right.
way. Pull him over. As easy as that. He goes to jail for 2 weeks. He gets out on July 18th. Why would he put anything in jeopardy when he was going to be off parole on July 18th? It makes no sense to me, cuz.
Or if you're going to discharge your firearm, why not shoot his tires out?
Thank you. Thank you.
They're
Thank you.
supposed to use the least
Yes.
lethal tactic possible.
Right.
If you were able to pull your gun out
Yep.
and shoot a man while you're being dragged,
Yes.
you were able to pull your taser out and
Yeah.
tase him.
Absolutely. Absolutely. There's so many different things. And I don't know what the hell is taking them 92 days to figure out. But their story about this, him being dragged, came out within the first couple days. And
Kevin Seelinger, if you were dragged and you were able to get them 3 shots off, you should be in Hollywood as a stuntman.
yes.
I don't respect you at all.
No, not at all. Not at all. Because you're letting this happen. You're letting this happen. And Aaron Osborne, you're just as bad.
Just as bad.
You could have spoke up. You could have said something. Tell the truth.
That's
This
right.
family deserves the truth.
That's right.
And we're not hearing it. 92 days. It's been 3 months. Y'all been at home chilling with your families, and we've lost a cousin.
Mhm.
It's just not fair. Parting words, cuz. What else you want to say about the protest coming up this Saturday?
I just want to 814 come stand up. We need your support. We need the numbers. Like I said, there's strength in numbers.
Yep.
This is for awareness. We are trying to make noise. We need an outcry to go down. We need to go down to the courthouse. We need to go down to the probation office. We need to go down to the PA State Police. Come out Saturday, October 4th, 12 noon to 2:30 p.m. We will be on 21st and Parade in front of Hut's Place. If you got a heart, if you got morals, show up. Let's go. We had a spiritual war. It's not a physical battle. This is a spiritual warfare we at. And we got to be in it to win it for the long haul. Let's go, baby. Boots to the ground. Everybody show up. This for Marcello Woodard. Justice for Cello.
That's right, baby. We need y'all all. Hey, if you're coming, then get somebody else to come. If you're coming and you get somebody else to come, tell that person to get somebody else to come. Somebody bring somebody. Also, register to vote. We need y'all to register to vote. If y'all want change, that's where we're going to get it. You got to put the people in place that's going to do what they say they're going to do. If they don't do what they say they're going to do, get them the hell up out of there. That's what we need to do. Register to vote. You still got time. Come on Saturday, October 4th, 21st and Parade, noon to 2:30 p.m. and let's fight for justice for Cello. We appreciate y'all. For Jerry Roberts, for Deontay Cooley's absence, I'm Craig Woodard, your host. We'll see you next time.
Black men stand.